Right, start of a new docu-series. So this is going to be the Sculpt HQ Rebrand 2.0. So essentially, there's a lot of things going on, very exciting, or at least very exciting for me. One of them being we're going to go through a logo rebrand and essentially bring all the fonts, all the things we've done over the last 7-8 years together, get them upgraded, and hopefully have some sort of theme to everything, okay? Because you know I'm very hot on aesthetics. But the big thing which we're going to do, which is going to completely change this place. Now, to tell a story and tell you the background thoughts behind this, we relaunched Small Group Personal Training at the start of this year, which was amazing. We've had, I think we've got 48 SGPT clients, which essentially act as almost like 2 regular clients, so to speak, 2 regular gym members. And it's been amazing. So the only barrier that we're having right now is distributing large group fitness members who are like our sort of box functional fitness membership, and the SGPT members, having them at different floors at different times. So the big bold move that we're going to do is essentially, in my eyes, build a gym within a gym, which is going to be upstairs. So I'm going to show you obviously the CAD designs and hopefully the background thoughts that have went behind it and the reason why. But what it's going to do down here is it's going to completely transform the classes for the large group members, because their Wednesday, Friday sessions, which are usually upstairs for conditioning, will be brought downstairs. So you're going to be able to bring in things like higher skill movements, like toes to bar, like sled push, sled pull, which will make the full gym just level up completely. So let's take a walk upstairs and we'll go through exactly what we're going to do up here. So this will turn into the Small Group Personal Training Studio. Okay. Now the big changes here is going to be the full floor will be designed to create a full session. So we're going to have 2 giant pods, one being here, which will allow 6 people to train at once around here with a personal trainer, SGPT, and then another pod here. Now this pod will include 2 squat racks, which are going to be embedded in the strength pod. It'll also have 2 stacks of cables, and then we'll have extra conditioning pieces of equipment all the way along the back, as well as having double the dumbbells, having double the kettlebells, and just make everything flush up here. Obviously, what this will do for us is allow us to kind of keep the PT members up here working in a small group, private boutique sort of setting, which is awesome. Okay, allow them not to be limited with dumbbells, because we'll be able to get barbells up here, squatting, deadlifting, RDL, strict press, all of those good things. And it's just going to completely transform the member experience. So that is essentially what we're going to do. And obviously that allows us to, again, move back downstairs where the classes and the conditioning classes will be leveled up completely. Okay, so very, very excited. Obviously the rebrand might include a little bit of paintwork, a complete refresh of the main logo, which obviously is very sentimental, and it's done the job here. So this is it. But the logo that you're going to see, which I might need a little bit of help from friends, family, followers, so check the caption out below, and we might actually let the members be a part of this journey and this rebrand.
What I've done, basically, I'll just quick run down with the whole thing. There's 3 different options here.
Yeah.
I took the Pinterest board, completely pulled it apart and separated it into 3 different styles.
Yeah.
So between like what I picked and what you picked, there was quite a theme of, this was a bit more sort of edgy, not graffiti, but a little bit more grungy sort of style.
Yeah.
I think you'd put a few of those in, I'd put a few of those in.
Yeah.
So that is like a potential in that style. And then I'll show you again just in black and white, so you'd see when it comes to print and stuff, because you wouldn't have this sort of effect if it was printed on t-shirts. It kind of could, but it wouldn't always look like that. That'd be more digital, or if it's on walls and stuff like that.
That is nice, isn't it?
So that was like V1.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it looks like in black and white. I thought about going down the icon route, because I know we discussed having an icon, but I feel like it works with a brand like Nike, where you've got the swoosh, but it takes so long to sort of get that to work with your brand and for that to become recognisable. Yeah. So if you just randomly out of nowhere, you had, well, we're Sculpt, I mean, you're still Sculpt, but we just all of a sudden have this new icon.
Which is an S.
Like, the S, I think it'll work, but if it wasn't the S, and it was just something completely random, I think people would be a bit like, oh, who's this? What are they doing? So I think if you stick with an S,
Yeah.
Maybe later down the line develop it and like have a different icon.
Yeah.
But having something like that for now, that's sort of taken from.
Well, On Cloud's still an O and a C, isn't it?
It
like,
is, yeah. I thought that with there was some.
And Rep do that as well.
New Balance. I think there was in one of these. There's a New Balance one as well.
Yeah.
So I was looking at them all and I thought, realistically, a T-shirt where it's just got the man on there might have the S. And I've edited. This was just an image from like the front because I know you use it's Futura at the minute. But that's what it would look like in the matching brand font for that, just in case you did want to have like a full overhaul, just to make sure everything's on brand across the board.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that font there on your logo would match with the Futura that you've got.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how much change you really want to do.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, I like that, and I really love that. Like, as soon as you showed us that, I was like, that's actually magic. But I don't know why I don't love that as much. Do you know what I mean? On there, but I don't know why.
I thought the same. So what I think it might be as well.
Do you know what I mean with that?
The kerning and the spaceman, the letters are tighter on there.
Yeah.
It didn't work with the word lift, which
right, okay.
But that's a common thing throughout everything that I've done with the L, the I, and the F. There's no real sort of different I between the letters, which is why I've had to separate it. The sweat and the repeat would have worked, but then it just looked slightly off with the lift.
Yeah. So
I don't know. You could have anything on there. You could even have, if you said you like that, you could get that printed, and you could have that would look sick.
Yeah.
So you could totally play with anything.
Yeah.
I've done something like this for all of them. There's like 3 different versions. That's what it could look like, and it's in blue as well instead of black, because black was just a bit of a nightmare to get it to look a bit more realistic. So this one was kind of a bit more simple.
Yeah.
So there wasn't overly much in terms of like the effects and all that sort of thing. And that's, I thought that was a bit, it's clean, but it appeals to all audiences. You're not really pigeonholing yourself with anything at all. The S on its own, there wasn't really much you could do with it. Yeah. That's why sort of your secondary logo would be something like this. Just had the address of like both the gyms on. Yeah. Like that would only ever really be like a secondary element. So that'd be sort of, if you're doing a poster, it might be like on the bottom of the poster or like on a wall or something. Maybe on a T-shirt or something. But the colours come through from the background. And so that's popping through that image of that guy. Yeah, and then it always change. It's just sort of a little gradient, but it always changes depending on the background image, which just gives a little bit of a depth to it. It just looks better than just white overlaid. Yeah. Looks like there's something about it. That took no time at all. Like I say, it was just an image, and we'll hide the logo on, put the blend mode on, but it automatically looks like there's been quite a lot of thoughts gone into it. You could do that yourself in 2 minutes, post it on Insta, but it looks like sort of a poster already. God, this is going to wind us up. I think the last one will probably wind you up the most. I've left personally think the best till last anyway. But that's with that font there. Yeah, see, I think that looks pretty naff on the board outside. I don't know why, but I just don't think. That's exactly what I was going to say. So this version was the sort of the more girly version of the lot. That is sick, you know. And then put it back. And then we've got my personal favourite. This was more sort of like the Nike style. Yeah. I think most of these are from Nike ads as well. Yeah. And this is what I've done for that one. Sort of a mix of 2 fonts that can be used across the board. Yeah. Lots of gradients and stuff. I was thinking more down the line for interior in the gym for this one. Yeah. You could even like print something like that on the shutters. I think that would look really sick. Yeah. So I'm very excited to announce this will be Sculpt HQ 2.0. Okay. There's been a lot of effort over the last couple of years put in to both gyms, into the product, the member experience, the staff. Obviously building Ashington, building our second site, but now going back to basics, obviously the influx of members we've had in here since January has been amazing, but now it's time to level things up a little bit. So this is episode 1, Sculpt 2.0. Watch this space.